Yes, I am live now. Welcome once again to another new video. This is Santosh Sahu and you are watching Sahu's tutorial. And in this video, I will be covering some important MCQ question on English literature for the upcoming CUET PG English literature exam. You all know that I am conducting 1000 mock test series for the upcoming CUET PG English literature exam. This is the part 18, and in the previous 17 videos, I have discussed that is 700 important MCQ questions along with explanation in this channel. Please visit the playlist that is CUET PG English Literature mock test, and in that channel, in that playlist, you will get all the videos that I have uploaded recently. And I hope that those videos will definitely help you to prepare in a better manner. It will definitely boost up your confidence. And I think that everything is okay and I am audible and visible to all of you. So please do let me know if everything is okay. And please watch the session till the end because it is going to be a very fruitful session. And most of the questions will be on post-colonial literature. So here is your first question without delay. Here is your first question. The first question is 701. Who wrote the influential essay called Can the Subaltern Speak? So the essay Can the Subaltern Speak was written by Bhumike Bhabha, Gayatri Chakrabarti Spivak, Edward Said, Franz Fanon. So the essay Can the Subaltern Speak was actually written by Gayatri Chakrabarti Spivak. Gayatri Chakrabarti Spivak has written Can the Subaltern Speak. Moving on to question number 702. Who coined the term New Historicism? The term New Historicism was coined by whom? Jacques Derrida, Terry Eagleton, Frederick Jameson, Stephen Gilbert. So it was Stephen Gilbert. Stephen Gilbert has coined the term New Historicism. Next question. Who is the author of The Passionate Shepherd to His Love? Who is the author of The Passionate Shepherd to His Love? Now your options are Christopher Marlowe, William Shakespeare, Sir Walter Raleigh, Thomas Hardy. So The Passionate Shepherd to His Love was written by Christopher Marlowe. Christopher Marlowe ne likha tha The Passionate Shepherd to His Love. And here is the explanation that The Passionate Shepherd to His Love by Christopher Marlowe is a pastoral poem. So it's a pastoral poem from the English Renaissance, and Marlowe composed the poem in iambic tetrameter. So here The Passionate Shepherd, the poem was written in iambic tetrameter and it has 6 stanzas, and each stanza is composed of 2 rhyming couplets. Thus the first line of the poem ends, Come live with me and be my love. Thus the first line of the poem reads as Come live with me and be my love. So this is the opening line of the poem, that Come live with me and be my love. This is the famous opening line of the work, that is The Passionate Shepherd to His Love by the English Renaissance playwright called Christopher Marlowe. Next question. Which one of the following plays of Christopher Marlowe tells the story of disposition of a king? Now what do you mean by the word disposition of a king? That means throwing out of the kingdom. So he was thrown out of the kingdom by his barons and the queen. Now which play is it? Dr. Faustus, Edward II, The Massacre at Paris, The Jew of Malta. So here the right answer is Edward II. Edward II is the right answer. Christopher Marlowe tells the story of Edward II where he is speaking about the disposition of a king by his barons and queen. Next question. Who wrote the following lines that is called I am involved in mankind. I am involved in mankind and therefore never sent to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. So these are the famous lines written by which poet? John Donne, John Milton, Ernest Hemingway, Lawrence. So it was actually spoken by John Donne, and Ernest Hemingway, the American novelist, was heavily influenced by these lines of John Donne, and then he has written the novel called For Whom the Bell Tolls. So For Whom the Bell Tolls, the novel was written by Ernest Hemingway, and the title of that novel has been taken from these words of John Donne. And here these lines were actually spoken by whom? These lines were actually spoken by John Donne, the metaphysical playwright. So A is the right option. Which of the following published in 1579? So it was published in 1579, and although it placed Spenser immediately in the highest rank of living writers. Colin Cloud's Come Home Again, Fairy Queen first 3 books, The Shepherd's Calendar, Fairy Queen the second 3 books. So in 1579 comes the Shepherd's Calendar. So here C is the right option. Seyfarth's calendar is the right option. Seyfarth's calendar was published in 1579. Moving on to question number 707. Who translated Utopia in English? Who translated Utopia in English language? Now your options are Thomas More, Thomas Lodge, Ralph Robinson, William Tyndale. So you know that Utopia was first written in Latin. It was first written in Latin in 1516. So it was in 1516. It was written by Thomas More, and the language was in Latin. And it was later translated into English in the year 1551. So in English language, it was translated in 1551. And who translated? It is Ralph Robinson. Ralph Robinson has translated Utopia into English in the year 1551. So this is all about Utopia. Next question. Here is the explanation that said Thomas More completed Utopia in 1516, and his original work was written in Latin, and it was translated into English by Ralph Robinson, first published in English in 1551. Next question. On His Blindness, collection of sonnets is written by Edmund Spenser, John Milton, Shakespeare, Sir Philip Sidney. So On His Blindness is a collection of sonnets, and that was written by John Milton. Milton ने लिखा है On His Is everything so good. Is going on. Yes. Okay. Sorry. So who wrote Mirror for Magistrate? So it is Thomas Sackville. Thomas Sackville ने Mirror for Magistrate लिखा है. Moving on to question number 710. Who wrote Holy Sonnets? Edmund Spenser, John Donne, Shakespeare, John Milton. So it was written by John Donne. John Donne ने लिखा है Holy Sonnets. आज इतना लोड शेडिंग हो रहा है कि हर टाइम मैं कर रहा हूँ. हर टाइम इस प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है. इतना लोड शेडिंग हो रहा है. Okay. 711. The prince of poets in his time, on whom grave the inscription is given. The prince of poets in his time, on whom grave the inscription is given. Sir Philip Sidney, John Milton, Edmund Spenser, John Donne. So it was on Edmund Spenser. So here C is the right option. Next question. After the death of Christopher Marlowe, who completed his unfinished poem Hero and Leander? So Hero and Leander was written by Christopher Marlowe. It was unfinished. It was an incomplete work, and it was completed by whom? Shakespeare, Thomas Mann, George Chapman, Thomas. So it is George Chapman. George Chapman ने completed किया था Hero and Leander को. That was also written by Christopher Marlowe. Moving on to question number 713. Faustus asked two magicians to aid him in summoning the devil. Faustus asked two magicians to aid him in summoning the devil. What are their names? Valdez and Cornelius, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, Troilus and Cressidi, Pyramus and Thisbe. So it was Valdez and Cornelius are the right option. A is the right option. Moving on to question number 714. On his blindness, what does Milton refer by his one talent? So on his blindness, I earlier mentioned that on his blindness was written by John Milton, and in that collection of poems, what do you mean by the word one talent? What do you mean? So here the option is orating, storytelling, singing, writing. So it is about the art of writing. One talent is the art of writing, and Milton is referring the one talent, that is the art of writing, in each collection of poems, that is on his blindness. Next question. What kind of words did Milton use in Paradise Lost? Blank verse, rhymed verse, free verse, octave. So in Milton, in his Paradise Lost, the magnum opus, he has used blank verse. So Paradise Lost was written in blank verse, and the first edition came in 1667 with 10 books, and then second edition came in 1674 with 12 books. So the first edition came in 1667 with 10 books, and the second edition came in 1674 with 12 books, and it was written in blank verse. And here is the explanation that Paradise was an epic poem in blank verse by John Milton. The first version, published in 1667, consists of 10 books, and where over 10,000 lines of words, and the second edition came in 1674, arranged in 12 books in the manner of Virgil's Aeneid. Okay, sorry. Next question. What year was Paradise Lost published? So the first edition came in 1667 is the right option. Okay. Next question. The foundation story of John Milton's Paradise Lost derives from what? So what is the main source of Paradise Lost? The book of Genesis, the book of Revelations, the Odyssey, the Canterbury Tales. So the main source of Paradise Lost is actually the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis is the main source of Paradise Lost written by John Milton. Moving on to next question. John Milton's Comus. Comus is best described by which of the following genre? So you will have to say the genre of the work Comus. Pastoral elegy, prose polemic, blank verse, tragedy, masque. So here, Comus is actually a masque written by John Milton. So D is the right option. Next question. A thing of beauty, joy forever. A thing of beauty, it's joy forever is written by. मतलब मेरा मूड भी चला गया है, इतना बार लोड सेटिंग हो रहा है कि मेरा मतलब लाइव करने में भी मेरा मतलब इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा है. चलो फिर से स्टार्ट करते हैं. ये A Thing of Beauty Joy Forever is written by John Milton, P.B. Shelley, William Blake, John Keats. A Thing of Beauty Joy Forever is written by here that is John Keats. Keats ने लिखा है A Thing of Beauty Joy Forever. Next question. What character leads Adam and Eve? So Adam and Eve from the gates of paradise in the final book of John Milton's Paradise Lost. So what character or which character leads Adam and Eve from the gates of paradise in the final book of John Milton's Paradise? Was it Michelangelo? No. Raphael, Uriel, Michael. So it is Michael. Michael leads Adam and Eve from the gates of paradise in the final book of John Milton's Paradise Lost. Next question. And here is the explanation, sorry. At the end of the epic, Michael reveals to Adam the biblical history of the world to the birth of Jesus. Michael also leads Adam and Eve out of Eden. Next question. Due to that scene actually. Denied the right of apply for divorce. So denied the right to apply for divorce and facing intense humiliation. John Milton wrote what? So after facing intense humiliation because he had denied the right to apply for divorce, then John Milton wrote a work. And what is the name of that work? Christian Doctrines on Regicide, the Doctrine and the Discipline of Divorce, Paradise Lost. So it is the Doctrine and Discipline of Divorce written by John Milton when he denied the right to apply for divorce and after facing the intense humiliation. He wrote this work, that is the Doctrine and Discipline of Divorce. Moving on to question number 2. What character in Paradise Lost is first tempted to eat the tree of knowledge from the to eat the tree of knowledge? To eat of the tree of knowledge. It should be to eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. Okay. So which character is the answer? Raphael, Eve, Adam, and the Son. So it was Eve. Eve was tempted by Satan to eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. So B is the right option. Next, and in book 9 of Paradise Lost, when Satan is convincing Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge, he appeals to her vanity, first praising her beauty, then persuading her to eat the fruit. Okay. Next question. What author wrote Life of Milton? Samuel Johnson, Edmund Spencer, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. So it was Samuel Johnson. Samuel Johnson wrote Life of Milton. So here A is the right option. Samuel Johnson wrote Life of Milton. Next question. 24. In a good example of Milton's sharp rhetorical prose, Milton denounces restrictive censorship, arguing for freedom of the press. So इसमें से कौन सा वर्क है जहाँ पे Milton is denouncing the restrictive censorship and arguing for freedom. So he is seeking the freedom of the press. He is seeking the freedom of the press. Now your options are Paradise Lost, Samson Agnestis, Areophagitica, Paradise Regained. So it is the Areophagitica. Areophagitica is the right option where Milton is seeking for freedom of the press and he is denouncing the censorship. Next question. Who wrote Black Skin and White Mask? Who wrote Black Skin and White Mask? Franz Fanon, Bhumi Ke Bhava, Jean Paul Sartre, Albert Camus. So it was the Black Skin and White Mask was written by Franz Fanon. Fanon has written Black Skin and White Mask. Next question. Who wrote Orientalism? That is Terry Eagleton, Edward Said, Joseph Barnard Lewis. So it was Edward Said Edward Said has written Orientalism, that was published in 1978. Orientalism was published in 1917 and it was written by Edward Said. Next question. Who wrote Empire Writes Back? Eagleton said, Griffin, no. Griffith Stephen Eagleton. Ascroft Griffith said. Ascroft Griffith Stephen L. So it was B. Ascroft, Griffiths and Stephen. They all have written the Empire Writes Back. So D is the right answer. Next question. Which is the companion poem of Prison Evening written by Faiz Ahmed Faiz? So your options are A Prison Dawn, A Prison Morning, A Prison Day. So it's A Prison Dawn. Prison Dawn is the right option. Which is the companion poem of A Prison Evening? It is the A Prison Dawn. Next question. Who wrote the novel Things Fall Apart, which is considered a seminal work of post-colonial literature? Salman Rushdie, Arundhati Roy, Chimamanda Adichie, and Chinua Achebe. So Things Fall Apart was written by Chinua Achebe. Chinua Achebe has written Things Fall Apart. So D is the right option. Next question. Which country was the setting for the majority of Joseph Conrad's novel? It is Heart of Darkness, often analyzed through a post-colonial lens. So Heart of Darkness. Which country was the setting for the majority of Joseph Conrad's novel? So Joseph Conrad had written the novel called Heart of Darkness, and what is the setting of that novel? India, Nigeria, Egypt, Congo. It is the Congo. Congo is the right answer. Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness explores the themes of imperialism and racism through its story of Marlowe venturing into Congo to find cars, and the novel is set in Belgian Congo, an area exploited for its ivory. So Congo is the setting of the novel Heart of Darkness written by Joseph Conrad. Next question. Who is the author of White Sargasso Sea? Who is the author of the White Sargasso Sea, a novel that serves as a prequel to Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre and examines colonial themes? So here, the author of White Sargasso Sea, a novel that serves as a prequel to Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, and it has examined the colonial themes. White Sargasso Sea is लिखा है James Coetzee, Jamaica Kincaid, Jean Wright, Salman Rushdie. So it was Jean Wright. Jean Wright has written White Sargasso Sea, which serves as a prequel to Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. Moving on to question number 732. Which post-colonial author won the Nobel Prize in 1986? 1986 में कौन सा post-colonial author Nobel Prize मिला था उसको? चिनुआ एचेबे तो नहीं है, नदीन गॉडगिवर नहीं है, और डेरेक वॉलकॉट ये भी नहीं है. It was Wole Soyinka. So Wole Soyinka was awarded with the prestigious Nobel Prize in the year 1986, and Wole Soyinka was the Nigerian writer. Next question. Which of the following terms is associated with Homike Bhabha? Homike Bhabha's terms theories on post-colonial identity. So इसमें से कौन सा term is associated with Homike Bhabha's theories on post-colonial identity? Hybridity, determinism, absolutism, nativism. So here, Homike Bhabha is related to hybridity. So this is the A is the right option. A is the right option. Next question, moving on to question number 734. What is the central theme explored in Ngugi wa Thiong'o's novel Petals of Blood? What is the central theme that is explored in Ngugi wa Thiong'o's novel Petals of Blood? The impact of colonial education, post-independence political corruption, gender inequality, racial discrimination in urban areas. So the central theme explored in Ngugi wa Thiong'o's novel Petals of Blood is post-independence political corruption. So who wrote Petals of Blood? It is Ngugi wa Thiong'o, and it is about the post-independence political corruption. Moving on to question number 735. Which post-colonial author is known for her work The God of Small Things? Jhumpal Ayadi, Kiran Desai, Arundhati Roy, Anita Desai. So it is Arundhati Roy. Arundhati Roy is known for her work The God of Small Things. Next question. Which South African writer's novel Disgrace explores the complexities of post-apartheid society? Disgrace was written by whom? So James Coetzee, Chimamanda Adichie, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, Toni Morrison. So who wrote Disgrace? And here the right option is James Coetzee. James Coetzee has written Disgrace. So A is the right option. Moving on to question number 737. who is the author of the novel Half of a Yellow Sun, which explores the boyfriend war and its aftermath. So Half of a Yellow Sun was written by Chinua Achebe, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Busi Yamashita, Ben Okri. So it was Adichie. Chimamanda Adichie had written the novel Half of a Yellow Sun. Next question. The term subaltern was popularized by whom? The term subaltern was popularized by whom? By which post-colonial theorist? Gayatri Chakraborty Spivak, Homi Bhabha, Franz Fanon, Edward Said. So it was popularized by Gayatri Chakraborty Spivak. Gayatri Chakraborty Spivak had actually popularized the term subaltern. And which Nigerian writer is known for his plays, including Death and the King Horseman, Death and the King's Horseman, and Dance of the Forest? So, Old Swanka, Chinua Achebe, Ben Okri, Buchi Yamashita. So, Death and the King's Horseman and Dance of the Forest, these were actually written by Old Swanka. Old Swanka has written Death and the King of Horsemen and Dance of the Forest. And today's last question is here, that in Salman Rushdie's novel Midnight's Children, the protagonist is born with telepathic powers, wings, X-ray vision, blue skin. So here the main protagonist is actually Salim Sinai. Salman Rushdie's novels Midnight Children, the protagonist is Salim Sinai, and Salim Sinai is born with telepathic powers. So here A is the right options. I will not continue because nobody is watching now. So I will continue tomorrow. Thank you once again for watching the video. Good night.